Okay, so
What's up, guys?
our farmers market experience did not work out as planned. It was too busy. We'll show you, people were like bumping into us and stopping
Asking
us
about
and
the Ronin nonstop.
asking about stupid questions. Leave us alone. We're trying to shoot a video.
The cameras aren't. I feel.
Everyone has a camera on their phone, but
Yeah.
when someone takes an actual camera out into the public, everyone
They look at you like you
"Whoa."
have 9 heads. It's like it's just a camera. Chill.
So we found this little spot. It's like this little garden alley thing.
Honestly, I don't understand how this isn't private property. And it might be private property.
It probably is private property. So what we were saying. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
let's just
Get
start
right
this.
back into it.
Let's
Right back into it.
back into it.
I don't know. We like JavaScript. I had known a little bit. I thought I knew a little bit of JavaScript before the camp, so I was really excited to learn it going forward. Like once we had that in the curriculum, and it's paid off. Like it's been really cool so far. I've learned how to do things in my apps that I just have always wanted to know how to do. I've always been curious about how it works, especially with Ajax, being able to make like a request to get data from somewhere else without refreshing the page. I never really understood how that worked, and so now it's a pretty simple concept. I mean, it feels simple now.
Dude keeps looking over there like
I know.
cops about to
Dude,
just
I'm
rush
freaking
in.
out. It's good. I'm really happy with it. I'm super happy with what we've learned so far, and I just feel like we can just learn anything now. Anything.
Build anything.
What are your takes?
This experience has been really great, especially because I think I hit that point where I'm starting to realize like I actually do love this. Like I haven't really had a point in the camp yet where I'm staying up at night thinking about how to solve a problem I'm working on. And now that we hit JavaScript, I was like that for the past like week. I was like, before I'm going to bed, I'm like thinking about ways that I can fix or make it easier, and that hasn't happened to me yet. So it's really cool, and I think that's something to remember, that this is a long process, and there's going to be a lot of times where you just don't want to do it, and
So many times.
you don't like it.
So
and-
many times.
Yeah. So, but it's not.
It's a true test of resilience.
Right.
If you aren't able to pull through, because it's like 100 different times during this camp where you're going to have serious contemplations about like,
I don't want to say like we're making it sound good. We're only saying the good parts about it. Obviously, we've talked about how hard it is, and I've definitely had contemplations like, is this right for me? But
yeah, that's a good thing.
yeah, I've had
This is the good stuff.
Yeah.
This is like the hard parts of the camp.
Yeah.
If you want to go into this camp and you want to know what the hard part is, listen to this right
Yeah,
now.
I mean, I've had so many contemplations of, is this right for me? Is this what I want to do? And strictly when that thought comes up for me, what I just tell myself is, you're just being lazy. This is really hard. You just need to keep working harder. And every single time I do that, by the end I figure out what it is that I wasn't figuring out, and I like it more and more. And like I said, until recently, now I'm in love with it. Someone's walking down the path here.
It's a little weird. How are you doing?
How you doing? Yeah, so like I said, going through this, definitely had a lot of contemplations about quitting and, thinking, is this right for me? But I think I finally hit that point where I realized, okay, this is something that I like to do. This is what I want to do. And for the first time, I think I can actually, I will label myself as like a developer, which is pretty cool.
That's the first time I've ever heard him say that.
Yeah, so I mean, it's pretty cool. So I'm excited about it. I almost chose to stay in DC. So Matt
sit back like that.
Matt decided to move back to Boston before the camp ends, so early August, and I almost chose to stay in DC and stay in my job.
We would have been split up.
Yeah, so this wouldn't have.
We've been together 18 hours a day for the past 10 months, every day straight, and
got
we would
married
have.
last week.
That would have been crazy. That would have been crazy.
So I was almost to the point where I was like gonna stay here because I was scared to actually try to become a developer and a coder, but now I don't know what happened. It just kind of hit me where I was just like,
Clicked.
all right, this is what I want to do. So
It's hard, but it's so freaking worth it,
yeah,
man.
at the end, it's just so worth it. And I think just having the ability to be able to create something is one reason in itself to do something. Mm-hmm. Like being creative is so
Like
fulfilling.
you got to think about this. You can even compare it to like woodworking.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so like being in high school, right? And you have all your classes, right? And it's just like I don't know, you don't really, you haven't really sensed the fulfillment of like creation yet. And then you go into like a wood shop class and you make like a birdhouse or a cabinet or whatever it is.
Right.
Like I remember getting into woodshop 3 as if there was like an exam. I remember just getting, like that was my senior year. Yeah,
on how you got
tons of prerequisites. I almost didn't make the cut, okay, or tryouts. Me and my buddy made a, like a 6 foot tall like pool cue cabinet for pool cues. And once that was done, it was just like the best sense of fulfillment, being able to actually create something and saying that every little part of that was yours and you now have a finished product. No, you're good, man.
Yeah.
You're good. No worries, brother. Appreciate it. The freaking narc is gone, man. Yeah. So, I mean, that is what coding is. To me and I'm sure to Phil and everyone else who is doing it like even recreationally. Like you're just creating something. You're starting something from scratch and you have an idea of what you want to build and then you do it step by step and see the progress over time and then you have a finished product and you can say that everything there was something that you created and it did not exist before. Like
Okay. No, I think it's definitely fulfilling to be able to create something, so that's one reason in itself to do something like this. And obviously success is not linear, it's not something that's a straight line. You're gonna have a lot of times through this where you don't want to do it anymore. So I think if you can push past that, it's gonna be worth it in the end.
Yeah, I can't top that. That's good. That's good. So
Gods are not on our side.
They don't want us to film, so we're wrapping it up. The latest we're going to have a next video out is we're moving back to Massachusetts.
In 3 weeks.
2 weeks.
In 2 weeks. 3 weekends. So no more work, so we're going to have so much more time, and we've said this a million times, but it's actually going to happen. Just got to wait for it. So peace.
Thanks for watching.
Yep, thanks for watching.
Goodbye.